at 302-478-9044. That's 478-9044.
.48 Delaware's News at Noon. Somewhat fitting that we're playing Men at Work coming back into this segment because people at work is our topic this time around. Attitudes about the desirability of jobs as temporary or contract workers has been changing, and you can understand why on a couple of different levels. For people out of work, it gives them a place to look that basically might be available when a full-time gig is not. And for employers, it offers them some flexibility as well in terms of who they hire and for how much. That makes perfect sense as well. Glenn Koetz is team leader at Placers, a Newark-based staffing company, and he's joining us live. Glenn, let's talk about this changing face of the workforce and what you're seeing from where you sit in terms of temp jobs or contract workers and their new place in the workforce.
Sure, Peter. Where it all starts, I think, is really with where companies are at today, coming out of a recession. It's really they're looking at their workforce strategies, and as part of that, they're looking for flexibility. And I think the contract and temporary workforce is a way for them to kind of achieve the goals that they're looking for. When they might not be willing or ready to commit to a full-time person, they can kind of get one foot into the water and start to satisfy that demand that the recovering economy is asking for.
Yeah, so this is really quite a pivotal moment in our workforce history in that, as you say, they might be seeing more demand for their services than they were 2 years ago at this time and are ready to bust something of a move, but don't want to commit the full-time wages, the full-time benefits, all the things that go with that to bringing someone in there 40 hours a week. So depending on how it works in the setting you're in, it could set some precedents down the road for how contract workers and temps are used.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the other thing you're seeing is, people have traditionally thought about contract or temp type of work as administrative roles. And with a very strong qualified pool of candidates with a higher unemployment, companies are seeing that there is a very talented pool of people out there that can come in and do a very good job when they need them to. And also what they're finding is it's becoming a great way to hire those full-time employees because each side, the candidate and the company, get to work together and see if the job and the skill level and the cultural fit is a match. And so when they finally make the decision to bring on a full-time employee, a lot of these folks, up to 70% of people, are finding their permanent jobs through temp work.
Glenn, let's jump the fence and talk a bit about those job seekers. If someone is looking for work, what are you seeing as the fields, the industries where this kind of a setup seems to work best?
We've seen it in different areas. We've seen it a lot of in corporate functions like marketing or even human resources. We've also seen it in engineering fields. But I don't think it's limited to one area because they're applying the contingent workforce strategy across the entire business.
And it also makes sense, even if it doesn't lead to a full-time gig directly, that the kind of experience one would get in a job like this, and as you say, it might involve much multitasking or just a broader array of responsibilities. Not a bad thing for a resume when you're making that jump and really trying to get into the workforce full-time.
No, Peter, I completely agree. When I talk to candidates, there's a lot of good reasons to explore contract work. It keeps them busy. It gives them things to reference inside a potential full-time interview, current work that they're doing. It expands their network and gives them a whole nother group of people to spread their message that they're looking for a full-time job. And so everybody at Placers looks to communicate the candidates that way to really help them look at contract or temp opportunities as the new way of doing business.
Now, I suspect someone out there is asking themselves this question or saying it out loud to us. We just can't hear it. But I'm going to ask you what you know about this. In terms of if someone's on unemployment and they decide to take on a part-time independent contractor position or a temp position, how does that affect, if you're trying to weigh your financial well-being one way or the other, collecting unemployment or doing one of these jobs, how does that generally impact? I'm sure it has to do with hours and such, but is there sort of a recipe you could explain to us on that?
Well, yeah, everybody's got to look at their budget and see what what unemployment does for them. But really, what we speak to in talking to candidates is really the professional side of things, allowing them to stay active, to spread their network, to have experience, current experience to speak to in job interviews with potential employers, as well as when you look at the numbers and the trends that taking the contract or temp assignments is really leading to full-time opportunities.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So, those benefits are significant.
Right, without a doubt. Not measurable in terms of straight-up math, but clearly beneficial. Glenn, if people want to find out more, if they wanted to ask you a couple of questions at Placers about some opportunities or just theoretical questions about this kind of a setup, how can they get in touch?
Yeah, well, I would recommend that they visit our website. It's myplacers.com. myplacers.com. That's got all our contact information there, and they can reach out, and we can certainly answer any questions they might have, or hopefully find an opportunity to connect them with.
Yeah, and as I mentioned at the top, you're in Newark, so anyone that's listening, it's just a short drive away. Glenn Koetz is team leader at Placers, joining us live. Glenn, thanks.
Oh, thanks a lot, Peter. Have a good one.
You as